What's up, everybody? Happy Father's Day to everyone out there. I'm going to be doing a draft on underdogfantasy.com today. This show is sponsored by Underdog Fantasy. You can see on the bottom there, I got a promo code ChessLiam, $100 deposit match if you are, for some reason, not up and running on Underdog. Today we're doing a show to do my 90th Bestball Mania 3 team. Looking forward to answering any questions in the chat, hopefully drafting with a couple viewers today. Make sure you smash that subscribe button if you have not. Somehow I'm already at 300 subscribers. Really amazing. Really just shooting to get 1,000 there. Just think that would be a solid number. Again, we have not got down a full schedule. I did a little bit better on the thumbnail today. Thank you. Going to jump in that Bestball Mania 3 exactly at 4 p.m. Eastern time. So as soon as it turns on my clock, I'm going to do it. There is a bit of delay. I'm sure it's like 10 seconds or something like that if you are watching me. So just know when that clock hits 4 p.m., that's when I'm clicking the button if you're trying to draft with me today. Any questions you guys have, really appreciate them. Any comments? What have I done today? Well, the Candidates Chess Tournament's happening, so I watched that. All the games ended in a tie today, but they were some fun games nonetheless. I'm going to Vegas this week to go play the World Series of Poker. Going to play the main event for the first time. Jameson, thanks for the question. Jameson asked, how many events are you playing? I don't have it exactly mapped out, and I'm going to be pretty fluid with it, but I know for a fact I'm playing the main event, the 10K main event. And I'm not selling almost any action to any of the events. I'm going to have 100% myself, so we'll see how we do there. I'm going to play a bunch of the smaller ones too. I think I'm going to be there for between like 2 and 3 weeks, but I'm not looked at some of the other casino properties like the Wynn and the Aria, but if they have some juicy tournaments, I may play some non-WSOP events too. Eric asked, am I ripping any rookie and sophomore drafts? I've done 2. It's a 15K to first, and it's almost about to fill. They're pretty fun. I think after I do my 90th Bestball Mania 3, just want to get on that whole number there, after I do that, I'm going to, I think I'll have some time to rip a rookies and sophomores, at least one. I don't exactly have a huge strategy formed for it with the player pool. It seems like there's a bit of a drop off between Trey Lance and the other quarterbacks. Obviously, Jamar Chase is a huge tier break between the rest of the pass catchers, so getting him seems like a huge advantage. I'm going to be honest, Eric, I've not even looked at the structure, but it's, last year with the couple rookie and sophomores I did, Eric's asking about the week 17 correlation. The ones I did, the ones that really, it's 359, by the way, on my end. The ones that really did well were some like one quarterback ones. So, Jameson says they all have tournament series. There are resources to show you that going on each day. I highly recommend firing max on the 1K bounty with 4 flights before the main. Yeah, I think I'm doing something like that. The mystery bounties I've never done. There's some tournament structures I've never done before, so should be fun. It'll be a self-imposed break from drafting because you're not allowed to draft in Vegas. How un-American is that? DKP asks about the drafters ADP versus underdog. Honestly, it's 4 o'clock on my end jumping in. I've not been in the drafters lobbies for a while now. I'm going to be doing some drafters streams this week, so we'll see. But underdog and drafters both have really sharp ADP. Just with drafters, it's kind of interesting because while underdog has a sharp field and there's a lot of people, drafters has a really small field. It's like, there's only like 2,000 entrants or something. So it's like the same 20 people swapping around. You can do FFPC and Bestball 10s here in Vegas, but that's it. Jameson, can you do live FFPCs there. That'll be interesting because the main event will be then. I'm not going to fire too many of the main event managed teams. I like best ball. I like not having to worry about it in the season. Let's get this bread. Let's go, Jacob. Woo woo. But if we can do FFPC live drafts, I think I would stream a main event. I have 2 tickets to the main event that I won from the playoff challenge. So I'll at least be firing 2. Gonna try to collaborate with some other friends in the industry, see if anyone wants to split a main event. Maybe I'll do a viewer split one as well. We'll see about that. We'll really see. And, I'm not solely planning to be a fantasy football streamer. Eventually, I'm going to get in these chess streets. I've streamed some chess before, but that will mostly be kind of like long form content, I think. Let's see, I'm getting. I have a friend who claims to have an inside source at the Ravens. I'm not really sure how reliable that is, but I asked him, I said, is Will Fuller going to become a Raven? Because, okay, our streak of getting late round draft picks continues. We are the 11th hole. Feel good, really good about the first 3 picks this year. The 11 hole, well, we try to get weird with it. Let me know how the setup is on your end. Live in person only happens right before season. Yeah, James, I wasn't talking about in person. I was talking more about live drafts online versus slow drafts. Because you can do slow drafts anywhere as long as you enter an illegal state. So, like, if you don't have underdog in the state you live in or country, you can go to a state on vacation. You can enter a bunch of slow drafts, and then you can draft them back at your home. Bert asks, totally not a planted question by me, by the way, where did you get that sick chain? Good question, Bert. Good question. Well, this chain may shock you. It's not real gold. However, I'm going to tell you guys something here. Before I had this gold chain, was not a millionaire. Bought this gold chain last summer. Haven't taken it off ever since then. And, bought this gold chain, became a millionaire. I'm just connecting the dots for you guys out there. If you're wondering if you should get a gold or silver chain, it's okay if it's not real. It's okay if it's plated to wear every day of your life. The answer is unequivocally yes. Fast drafts are fine here, and you can drive 45 minutes to go fire off underdog slows. Yeah, I don't think I'll be doing that too much when I'm in Vegas. Let's see what we got today. If you're in the chat and you're in the stream, let me know. Got a couple badges here. No one I really noticed though. So pretty standard draft here. We're going to try to get weird here in the 11th hole, depending what happens. I'm in the 5. Jacob, let's get this bread, brother. Justin Jefferson, how can you not love the start? I find it interesting with Jefferson where it's not a big difference either way, but Cup almost always goes ahead of Jefferson on underdog, and on some of the high stakes sites, some of those grinders prefer Jefferson to Cup. I take Cup, but I don't view a big difference between all those wide receivers in that range. Okay. So not really where I love being in the draft world. I have close to no CD Lamb, so we're gonna grab CD here. I'm just trying to make a unique draft for me. Bert asks, wow, so $1 million not a prerequisite for that jewelry? I know it may shock you. This gold chain, quote unquote, you do not need to be a millionaire to afford it. What did you do to help get over COVID? I've been sick all week, watching a ton of best ball content, so it could be worse. Hey, I hear that, Eric. Okay, another player I have almost none of is Tyreek Hill. So we don't want to get take locked out of Tyreek Hill. We're going to take him here. Huge reach based on this ADP, but should help us get a little different. Um, so I honestly think both these players are a little bit over expensive for what we're expecting their seasons to be, but I'm fine taking players who I think may be lower advance rate players as long as they're healthy because if they have big week 17s, that's good. So Eric, what did I do to help get over COVID? My journey with COVID was first not so bad, then kind of rough. So whatever, COVID was sick. Did it I was fortunate where the contests were open, so I was just drafting a ton. And then the day I got over COVID, I went to go play. After I quarantined for I think 2 weeks or something, so way over what you're supposed to do even. And then I went to go play pickleball with the winner of Bestball Mania 1, Justin Herzig. And I don't think my body really recovered quite yet. I'm usually someone who loves the heat, doesn't get that tired playing sports, and really loves to play sports. And I was just exhausted out there on pickleball. And because I was so tired, or for whatever reason, being inactive, um, I hurt my foot, so I've not been able to exercise for 2 weeks, which has been a major bummer, but it's starting to get better. I think it was like tendonitis or something. Pick 4 here. Good luck to you. I like the Eckler in the 4 hole. Getting a little bit different. CD and Tyreek feels like unique combo. Yeah, kind of not, because Tyreek was going at the 1-2 turn at the start of the draft season. It's just purely for me, it's like I don't have a lot of him. I know people think the matchup against the Patriots could be a bad matchup, but Malcolm Butler does not scare me as a cornerback, and I'm not really like the ugliness of the Pats facing the Pats is they could just be a pace down team if they try to run the ball, but um I could see that defense being kind of bad. I mean, it really wouldn't shock me for them to fix it, but um yeah, agreed. It's not unique. Pussy won in the first. Totally off topic, but I've started to get into chess the last couple months. Best Rex for beginners. So Vadim, I recommend you go over to Chess Kid YouTube channel. I made a bunch of content on chess there, but I'll tell you this: chess is like 99% your tactical ability. So the more puzzles or tactics you do, the better you'll get. When I was a chess coach, I would have my students do at least 100 tactics a week. And those kids are beasts today. Really love the comments, guys. Really love the support on these streams. It's unfortunate that, like I'm really looking forward to going to Vegas, but, now that I finally launched the channel, it's unfortunate. Going to have a bit of a content gap because of that, but going to come back stronger. Yes, could I have hired a thumbnail guy before I launched this channel? Sure. Could I have set up my background a little bit better to make it look a little bit more legit? Sure. Could I have set my channel up a bit better? Sure. But, I think it'll be kind of cool for you guys to see me learn this on the fly too. We're going to upgrade this thing majorly as we go. And, how bad can it be? We got a mic. We learned how to share our screen. We're producing this ourselves. We got a sponsor, Underdog Fantasy. Again, this channel will not only be underdog drafts. Almost nobody pronounces my name right the first time. Appreciate you. Thanks, Vadim. Yeah, one, kind of a chess name. Vadim a little bit. So Vadim Jacobson, big time chess player name. And 2, okay, let's see who's making it here. We're going to grab DJ Moore. Don't like the offense, like the talent. And got ourselves we're the only one to start 3 wide receivers. Elder getting different, going double tight end. There was always a chance he didn't do that. Okay. And we might just grab a brand guy here. I like Waller actually too. All right, we're going to detour. We'll grab Waller on the 0 running back start we have, and have an anchor tight end here. Eric B, let's go. Thanks, brother. Happy you're here. I'm pumped going up against Liam. Thanks, Broward. Yeah, I mean, streaming is unquestionably minus EV, I would say, with the sharpness of the viewers, but whatever. We're here to provide content. Need some Daniel Negreanu style WSP SOP vlogs. Not sure if that's my style, but honestly, Eric, I do think I could upload some poker vlogs to this channel. So I think I will. I think I will record it. I don't have enough room on my phone. I don't even know what the rules are. Are you allowed to film whole cards now? I can of course do like B-roll footage and just put it together after the fact. And if I somehow made a deep run, I think I'll be posting updates on my Twitter at least of the tournament. So if I somehow made a deep run in like the main event, it'd be really sick to have that blogged. Nick says going robust grown ass man strategy from the one slot with the Jonathan Taylor, AJ Brown, Nick Chubb. Yeah, I like that start. The 1, 2, and the 3 slots are just real fun. It's kind of a bummer when I fired several high stake drafts on DK, and the 3 5-5-5 drafts I have going on there, I got pick 11, and pick 12. So I like to think of myself as an optimist, but would really love to get one of the top 3 picks to get a little differentiation there. I want to talk to some more math inclined people, some of the sim gods out there, and kind of map out like what does a normal distribution of draft slots look like over 150 drafts, because I think a large percentage of the time you're going to be way underweight some picks and way overweight other picks. For example, last year, I had 14% Dalvin Cook, and he was almost always going in the 2 slot. And so I just got a lot of second picks. I think a video I'll be uploading to my channel, not a stream, but more long form video, is I think I'll upload a video going over my portfolio last year, looking at my playoff teams, looking at my semifinal teams, looking at the underdog final, some of the other teams there, some of the other things I found interesting. So I think I'll record that and upload that one as a slow form video, but maybe I'll stream it and just try to keep it to like an appropriate length. It's hard because I know some of these content creators, they have one channel for live streams and one channel for long form video, because the YouTube algorithm really doesn't like you doing both. It kind of punishes you for doing these live streams where you may not get as many viewers as a long form video. Because, I mean, obviously people have 10 minutes more than they have 40 minutes. Let's go, Liam. Thanks, brother. I'm going to really guess on your name. I was a teacher, so I have some idea. But Eoin? I know I butchered that, and I'm sorry. Okay. So, pretty standard draft. Nothing weird going on. We are the only team without a running back, which not a big deal. I mean, with these, especially with these like later round draft picks, I found myself going 0 running back a little bit more. Pronounced Owen, Irish version of Owen. Oh, I should know that. You could say I'm a wee bit Irish myself. And Vadim, by the way, we welcome off-topic questions on this channel. I may even stream some chess. I don't think I'll do it on this channel. It's got to be terrible for SEO, but who knows, guys? We're clicking buttons here as far as producing. I did that impromptu draft yesterday after I got breakfast, and I was shocked that the video has 300 views. More James Robinson FUD. How high do you think ETN ends up going on underdog? I don't know. It really depends. I think it might depend until August, July, but I can tell you in a high stakes draft, I did. I got a 6th round share of ETN in the first draft on that site. And the next one I did, which was a slow draft, which was the second draft that launched, he went in like the third. So I have the only share of 6th round ETN on that site. Feel pretty good about that. Where does he settle in? Yeah, I mean, honestly, like around here, around here, this like late third, early fourth, I could see him settling in here because like he's a more exciting button than like Zeke. Um, and like, there's questions about like some of the wide receivers in that range, anyways. Okay, so we could grab quarterback, and I might just grab Lamar um, to not give this guy the falling value. And, Lamar's not a guy I care if I have stacked up. So we could do that. Screw it. We're gonna grab Juju. We'll give him Lamar. We'll be nice on this stream. We're just starting. We're not here to make any enemies. 3-6 Bills Muffy. Yo, what's up, Mike? Thanks for tuning in. And the other thing is with giving him Lamar is okay. He went both elite quarterbacks, but I knew we were gonna get either Murray or Hurts if I wanted to go that route, and we will. We'll grab Jalen Hurts here. I've not been taking as much Jalen Hurts recently because I have so many drafts when I was getting him in the 6th, 7th here from my early ones. But then again, like all the player contextures are different in this range anyway, so who cares? So we got a 0 running back start here with a detour for an elite tight end and elite quarterback. Really the last of the elite quarterback ranges here. And yeah, we're cool with it. I mean, I wonder what this guy would have done if I took Lamar here. I wanted Juju, so that's why I took him. Really don't have a strong lean on the Chiefs wide receiver rotation here, but I want exposure to all of them pretty much. We have no week 17 correlations. I can tell you Dallas plays the Titans, the Dolphins play the Pats, Carolina plays Tampa Bay, Las Vegas plays the 49ers, the Chiefs play the Broncos, and Philly plays the Saints. So don't even try to quiz me on those week 17 games. I had that memorized the moment it dropped. I have so many Jefferson. It's why I took Eckler at 4. I feel that. You don't want to be locked out of one of the elite guys. With Hurts and an elite tight end already, is taking Goddard too much capital at tight end? That's really the last stack left for Hurts, unless you go Quez in the 18th. Yeah, I mean, I could do Hurts, Miles Sanders if I wanted, and just say, hey, I'm locking up most of the points for the Eagles. No, Waller does not preclude me from not taking Goddard if I want to, but I won't force it. I think Goddard's fine. I had a lot last year. He's a bit more expensive this year, I think. And there's more target competition for the Eagles this year. But honestly, with the quarterbacks like Lamar and Hurts in particular, if we don't stack them, Justin Fields too, who cares? Yeah. And Eric's asking that. He says, do you have to stack Hurts? Owen's saying Arcega Whiteside is free. Yeah, I mean, I wonder if Underdog even has him listed as a tight end because that's where they do. JJ Arcega Whiteside shifting to tight end. He did have 4 targets in 2021 and 8 targets in 2020. Woof. The sick thing is I don't even think he's like the number 2 tight end in Philly. I think the number 2 tight end is Tyree Jackson, who was the quarterback for like the University of Buffalo, and I think he became a tight end, and I think he's hurt right now. So that's the amount of useless knowledge I have going on in my head. And he even scored a touchdown last year. I did not know that. Yeah, and you could see Underdog's on it. They got the info there. UB Bulls. Yeah, Mike. Eric says, I'm an Eagles fan. Please don't bring up JJ. Tyree tore his ACL last year in week 18. Oof. Yeah, and I'm not sure, like Eagles historically have been a huge two tight end team. Um, but I'm not sure if they're going to do that anymore. Um, so we'll see how this goes. It's probably Jack Stoll as tight end two. Isn't he a blocker? Honestly, I know nothing about him. Thanks, guys, for tuning in. Make sure you tell your dads you love them on this Father's Day, or maybe some of you are fathers, and I hope you guys had a great Father's Day with your family, if so. My dad is at Bonnaroo right now, so what a boss dude. He was watching some Billy Strings last night. My mom and my dad's wedding anniversary gift to each other was to go to Bonnaroo. I think it's one of their first. It's their first like legit festival like this. Okay. Kind of surprised. Like, I do think CH is going to drop with the McKinnon signing, but who knows? It's really like CH is one of the most interesting players in fantasy with him going from like, he was like going like fourth, fifth 2 years ago. Then he was going second, third. Do I pay attention to golf? I want to get more into golf, both playing wise and watching it. I fire some DFS lineups, legitimately just clicking buttons, no tout site, no research, just kind of going off a name brand. Okay, so let's grab Burks. I don't care about the reports about him having asthma. The upside is tantalizing, and he correlates with CD. Okay, I would have liked Miles, but let's get our let's grab Dak too and be done with quarterbacks. So we're going double elite quarterback with our Dak, CD, Traylon Burks setup for week 17. And yeah, really only need to grab like one or two more wide receivers. Burks is my favorite rookie wide receiver. Yeah, I have a lot. Love Dak there. Yeah, obviously we have no running backs, so we're going to go real volume on running backs. Broward says he took CH for the correlation with Javante. I get that. I just think his price might drop a little bit, but I could be wrong, and he could smash. Was he had this like weird unreported illness too last year? I think Dak. I don't have a ton of Dak, but he probably has a bit more upside even than he did last year with him being 1 year removed from the injury he had and him being a little bit more mobile. And maybe you could argue like losing some of the good pass catchers makes it a little bit more likely he'll have to rush in some touchdowns up close. Morano asks, what are the chances the Teach Peter chess streams happen this year? So entertaining watching Pete panic with no time left on the clock. I think that really depends on both our schedules. I mean, Pete is like, he streams 24/7. So, and I'm going to be doing some traveling. So the chess content will definitely be coming back from me. And maybe I'll try to grow it to be a bit bigger to give back to the community there and help out some other channels. Eric asks, everyone's price on DK is insane. It's great. Redeem saying he's got him at 104 today. Yeah, but that's the thing. The thing about drafting on a slate that's so soft, like everyone's like, oh, this is so good for me. Like all my teams look great. But keep in mind, if everyone is creating these super teams on a site, winning the contest is so hard. Like I like drafting on some of these sharper sites like Underdog because I don't have to worry about some dude taking me not being in a draft with some dude taking like Brian Hoyer and Mac Jones as their first and second round picks. Like I know Underdog integrity team will catch that draft and will cancel it. So I don't have to worry about like collusion concerns there. I don't have to worry about any of that. But, some of these DK drafts, you have someone taking Brian Hoyer 103 and everyone else in that draft room benefits a ton. And if you're not in it, tough shit, So I'll still be doing the Millie Maker ones, but it's just kind of like, how do you plan to draft with the worst people? You don't. It's just kind of like you hope that you get in those rooms. And that's obviously referring to like the huge field contest. Tommy Gunn says, I live in Vegas and it sucks I can't win $1 million on Bestball. Tommy, I understand you, brother, but drive those 45 minutes across the border. You could enter all 150 of the slow drafts in that state, as long as you're in a legal state. And then you can go back to Vegas and you could do all the drafts from the comfort of your home and still be live to win. Great point. I got sniped way more in DK drafts too. People reach 2 rounds for unstacked quarterback 3. Yeah, I mean, like when you're with sharp people, they're not just taking quarterbacks just to take them. Usually they're taking players that help their own team. Owen's asking, when's Underdog going to come to Europe? I'm not sure, Owen. I'm not sure on that regards. See what these guys do. Broward Tatum already hating my team. I'll have to run it back after this. What team are you in? Oh, yeah, this team. I think the team looks fine. "45 minutes. I got to drive 5 hours to Quebec." Ooh, Goddard went 1 pick before. We would have liked him, but that's fine. We're going to take Damian Harris here because he was on my winning BBM2 team last year, and I don't have a ton of him, and I'm trying to get exposure to all the dudes who helped me win $1 million. $1,001. Do I like Damian Harris this year? I'm not sure, Mike. Like complicated backfield. And we'll grab Singletary too. So, like our 2 running backs here. Again, we're going to go pretty volume at running back. Really not sure how it's going to play out between Cook and Singletary. So I don't mind someone forcing the decision for me, but our team is looking like a 2-2-5-1 where we're done with quarterback a lot. Is the answer there. I'm in Florida, so it's the rainy season. It started to rain. I might go in the hot tub after this, jump in with the thunderstorm. Would a VPN work? I'm not sure, Owen, and I wouldn't feel comfortable risking a bunch of action if it was me using a VPN, because if you get caught, I'm sure they can like void you and you win. I'm sure they can void you winning. So my recommend, if you are a hardcore best ball person and you can't do Underdog where you live, either because you're in Europe or you're in a state, is schedule a vacation every year in the summer. Maybe you schedule it for July, maybe you schedule it for August. We have a little camp, and enter as many drafts as you want to do. If you're planning to do 150, enter 150 slow drafts while you're on vacation, and you'll have plenty of shit to keep you busy well after the vacation, and you'll get all your action down on the site. So that's what I would do. I live in Florida, and Florida's always doing wacky shit with its laws. So, I think I was listening to a podcast with Adam Levitan, and I guess we did there was a lobbyist on there saying apparently like Florida was almost at risk of losing DFS last year. So who knows? The laws in the US are so screwy. Again, guys, this show is sponsored by Underdog Fantasy. You can use promo code Cheslium for a $100 deposit match if you're not up and running there. And make sure you smash that subscribe button, hit the like button on the video if you're enjoying this content. I'm real happy to use my 6 score to fire a bunch of drafts and give, you know, to give anyone who doesn't have the bankroll to fire as many drafts that sweat. I understand that. Before I had a big bankroll, I would watch other either poker blogs, whatever, just to get that degen tingles down. It's fun. 150 slow drafts at once would kill me. 150 at once. Yeah, no, I get that, guys. Slow drafts for me is bad for my mental health, just the way I work. However, if I had to do it, I would do it. I would set a schedule. I would turn off the notifications and just set a schedule, maybe like every 2 hours to check the drafts. It would be quite something. Once the next puppy drops, I'll multi-table some of these drafts. I'm not sure how that will look streaming wise, but I'll find a way to do it. And I'm just gonna have like I'll just have to share my screen and make it full screen like this, and share as many of the drafts as I can. I did just on my phone. I did 10 puppies at the same time. I liked how my teams turned out. My week 17 correlation obviously wasn't amazing by any means, but like structurally they were fine. And I only got auto drafted, I think, 2 picks out of the 150. And that was me doing a mix of my phone and a bunch of computer tabs. And I didn't even have a mouse. I was using like my laptop's trackpad. So just with my ADHD brain, I think it suits me to multi-table these things. And yeah. See how this draft goes here. So this dude grabbed Tua in the 11th. Not really sure why. I wouldn't recommend just grabbing a rogue Tua with no Jalen Waddle, no Tyreek Hill on your team, no Mike Gesicki. Doesn't seem like it's a great allocation of capital. Sir Sheep says I did 200 at once last year and it basically controlled my life for 3 weeks. Are you talking about 200 slows? That sounds woeful. Yeah, I think the max I had was like 20 slows or something, and I hated it. But my teams actually turned out pretty good in them. I think the EV's unquestionably higher in a fast draft. Not necessarily with the streamer, but oof, would have liked Penny there. Let's grab White. One of the last upside swings at running back. I was gonna say this team's pretty light on wide receiver, so it's needing to force it. Grab the Parker Miami correlation. That's fine. So both these players were on my winning BBM2 team, and I think we're gonna take Gesicki, just because again I don't have a ton of him. We're done at tight end, and he was on my winning team, so we're continuing the good vibes. Correlates with this Damian Harris, Tyreek Hill, Gesicki stack. And yes, there's a ton of target competition. His numbers will probably be a bit down this year, but he's an athletic freak. I like him like more than Irv Smith, for example. And maybe the way you beat New England is by targeting the linebackers instead of the cornerbacks. So with this start, we're done at quarterback. We could again add a third tight end if I feel like it. Really depends who's sitting here late. And we're gonna start hitting some running backs and add, between 1 and 3 more wide receivers. But we're pretty flexible. We're not boxed ourselves out of any position. Sir Sheep says 150 puppy 2, 75 puppy 1, all slows. Yeah, good advance rate though. Yeah, I don't know about all that for me. It's just it becomes kind of like a job when it's these slow drafts. I like to, a lot of fast drafts I do, I'm like watching a TV show and doing it, or I'm going out to eat and doing it while it's just going on. I mean, yeah, like is my EV highest if I'm studying the draft board and being like, okay, they're doing this and they're doing this, so they're gonna not need a sure, but I don't know. I'm just kind of taking the good vibes, chilling route. Um, who is the player who? Yeah, Michael Thomas falling to pick 82. He just continues to plummet. This guy's got the all used to be amazing team, Philly tats. He's got like Derrick Henry used to be the GOAT running back. Devontae Adams used to be the GOAT wide receiver. Chris Godwin, amazing before his injury. Zeke used to be amazing. James Conner, amazing last year. Josh Jacobs had a good year last year. Michael Thomas used to be an elite wide receiver. Um, so fun build he's got going on. Eric says he joined a handful of puppies right before it filled, and I'm still drafting them. I got in I think 20 puppy ones. I was at 10, and then I was just kind of curious about ripping 10 fast drafts, so I did 10 fast puppies at once. Am I taking shots and rookies and softs? I think I'll do at least one of those after this fills. And after my pick, since we're on the wraparound, I'm gonna run and grab some more water. Got to stay hydrated out there. Make sure you smash that subscribe button. There's so much more I can do with this StreamYards, I'm not sure. I know for a fact I've not optimized this, but we'll be improving that as we go. Let me get back to the comments. And I would love if Underdog drops their big dog draft soon so that I could enter some slows at least before I go to Vegas. But I don't know. They might just not drop it until late July, early August. That wouldn't shock me either. I think we're going to see a similar contest to last year for the big dog. My guess is it will be maybe a 200K to first, rather than 100K last year. I did a couple big dogs last year, not too many. Okay. So let's see. Let's see what happens here. Kenneth Gainwell is a guy I would have taken. It's kind of gross. Okay, cool. We're cool with TJ Shark. We had a ton of DJ Shark last year. Really like the talent. We don't love the role with the Lions, but I just didn't really like anyone else exactly. Yeah, and I knew he would take Daryl Williams, which I just have a lot of Daryl at a cheaper price, so I'm not really feeling like chasing this team for this team. And how many picks do we have left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Probably gonna take at least 7 running backs, and we'll start with Tyrion Davis Price, who correlates with Darren Waller for that week 17. And let me just go and grab some water. All right, guys. Sorry about that. Wow, we only got 2 picks since then. Chark was my number 1 own last year. Rip. Yeah, I had a ton of Chark last year. And Chark would have smashed if he didn't get hurt. Like we saw LaVisca did nothing. We saw Marvin Jones did close to nothing. So that's you got to be honest with yourself sometimes when it's like, one is a good process and you're unlucky. One is it bad process and you got lucky. Obviously, you just want to get lucky, but the DJ Chark would have smashed if he didn't get that freak injury. Willis, welcome, bud. How's the draft been? Just finished catching up on the candidates matches from today. The draft, we got a 2-4-6-2 going with some guys I don't have that much exposure to, with like CD and Tyreek. But in our running back crew, you could say is kind of ugly. Real strong at quarterback, strong at tight end. So pretty ho-hum draft. Got no problems with it. And yeah, I'll be watching the candidates matches every day. I'm excited to be in Vegas and sitting at a poker table and I think I'm just gonna watch the chess tournament while I can, and just like fold and nut pedal. Could go Chark and Herbert. Yeah, I could have done that as well. I just lean Tyrion Davis a little bit more. Tyrion Davis price is on 80% of teams, I'd say. I'm assuming you mean your teams. Yeah, I have a ton too. Loved having Ridley, Waller, and AB everywhere last year. I had like no AB, and that just rather be lucky than good sometimes, guys. Right? Like that was a bad process. Good result for me. So was fading most of the Tampa team, just because the Saints smothered the Bucks in that week 16, so almost no one had Buck stacks in the BBM 2 finals. Yeah, I think that will be a great video for me, just to review my teams, review maybe I'll make a separate video for the BBM 2 finals and just like what we saw from those teams. But it's kind of cool because if you don't have a team that made the BBM 2 finals, you can't exactly like click around that easily. There are some great links though from Underdog. Sitting playing poker while watching the candidate sounds amazing. Yeah, Willis. I agree, man. I agree. Sounds like a blast. Let's see how this goes. I'm sad I'm already at 90 drafts. I wasn't really planning to go this heavy barbell. I did not do this last year, but YOLO. I had COVID, so I did a ton of drafts when I had COVID. For any of you ship chasers, it was like around the start, right when the schedule dropped is when I had COVID. After this, are you going to run another one? Not another BBM 3, I don't think, but I will do a rookies and sophomores, maybe 2, because they go real quick. Been playing poker for a year in person now and still yet to see a royal flush. Yeah, Owen, I've never seen a royal flush in person either, and I've played poker more than a year myself. So 4 more picks. 4 more picks. And it's pretty ugly at wideout, so we're going to grab David Bell. Getting ourselves another rookie, and I think we might stop at 3. I mean, at 7, I think we'll be stopping at 7 wide receivers. And now I don't really love these running backs here, so I don't know. Going in with only 6 running backs feels a little thin, but I know Evan Ingram's gonna see the field, so screw it. We're going 3 tight end again. Does not correlate with our team. We don't have any Houston players. But I'm sure we're drying up this. Someone's probably waited on tight end, like this guy, Philly stats. So now he's forced to take a tight end. So what that does is it's minorly plus advance rate for me to starve another player of a tight end too. And then come week 17, like the real dream, even though we have an elite tight end with Waller, the real dream is like Waller goes off week 15. Waller goes off week 16. Now we're in week 17, the finals, and Gesicki and Ingram are both like, they gave us zeros those 2 weeks, hopefully. And so they're close to like 3% owned in the week 17 finals, just like Noah Fant was for me. And then one of them has a big game week 17. And now all of a sudden I have a low owned position at a high variance position because they need touchdowns. And I'm separating from the field at the tight end slot is the hope. Quite the weird room. Seen a couple straight flushes, though. Yeah, me too. What was that thing you were going to say about your friend in the Ravens at the beginning? Good question, Camden. Yeah, I'm not sure. I just texted him and asked him, hey, is there any Will Fuller, rumors? And he said that I think his friend like does security or something like that. I don't know. So I don't think the guy's like plugged in by any means, but what he does do is he sees at least people entering and leaving the building. So, like I highly like if Will Fuller had been to the Ravens stadium on a visit, I'm sure that would have been reported. There's been no news on Fuller. So would it really surprise me if Will Fuller retired? No. Actually, I'm gonna tweet that out because it's pretty funny. Like Will Fuller's last and final trick is retiring and rugging us after everyone thinks he's a bit of a value here. Where did he even go? Was he still available? Maybe. Oh yeah, no, I think he is still available. I don't know. It's getting harder and harder to click the button. That wide receiver room looking hella thin though. I think you're talking about the Ravens. Yeah. I don't think they're stressing it though. Like would it surprise me if Will Fuller doesn't sign somewhere until like the 4th week? I don't know. It's just like if the Packers wanted him, wouldn't they have brought him in so he could start getting some practice rapport? I guess Rodgers haven't been practicing. So if the plan is Fuller to the Packers, since I don't think Rodgers has been reported there yet, then maybe it makes sense because it's like who cares about his reps with Jordan Love. And yeah, I'm ADHD, and obviously we're doing a lot of things here, so I've been known to start a sentence and trail off. So we're going to need 2 running backs. We have close to no week 17 correlation. We do have some, though. We have the Miami and the New England game, and that is it. Oh, no, we also have Tampa versus Carolina and San Francisco versus the Raiders. So that's a little something. We're not going to have a hurt stack. No big deal. Give me Foreman here. Seems like the backup to Christian McCaffrey, and he showed out last year. And he also correlates with this Carolina mini and the Tampa game. And I think we're going to grab Hassan Haskins as our other guy. There's a bunch of running backs I like in this reason, but the idea is, again, we're grabbing another piece of the Titan-Dallas game. And the hope is that if Derrick Henry goes down, Haskins will be part of that backfield. And I don't have a ton of Derrick Henry, so I got to get pieces of the backfield that aren't him. Broward asks, hey, Liam, you into crypto? Yeah, like I'm a big believer in the technology. I thank myself that I was lazy to get everything set up. So not I personally have close to zero crypto right now. Not by design, just kind of laziness, and seems to be working out for me right now. Um, so we'll review my team and review one or two other teams in this draft, and then we'll do a rookies and sophomores. Georgia 007 says, really felt like Will Fuller was going to reunite with Watson, but now that doesn't seem like the best idea. Yeah, I don't think there were some reports saying that um, him going to Cleveland is a no, which I guess they kind of do have DPJ and Anthony Schwartz, which are a bit like that. Um, but let's take a look at our team as soon as this draft finishes. We have a 2-6-7-3 with us going double elite quarterback, which is probably a little bit minus of an advance rate move. It hurts our ceiling points by a little bit, but is good for the playoff weeks. We went triple tight end with one robust, and let's take a look at this one. Let's name this one too. I don't name most of my drafts, but we're gonna name this one Father's Day, just so we know when we look back. I drafted this one on Father's Day, and I like to look back through my teams. Maybe I'll scroll through a couple of my old teams too. Again, if you're in this room, remind me, and I'll take a look at your team. But yeah, so we went 2-6-7-3 with us having three rookie running backs. Deontay Foreman just disrespected, no profile picture. A good offense running back who should start hot for the start of the season at least. And I don't think he'll be like completely phased out, even if James Cook is good. The guy who a lot of people are down on this year because of second year with Ramondre, James White is back, but hey, he did it for us in the past. He scored something absurd like 16 touchdowns. We're counting on these guys to be studs at wide receiver. So 5 studs and 2 whatever guys. Some hope there. And then stronger tight end. So seems pretty balanced. Seems okay. Can you review the 106? Sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So Twizzler. What do you got going on here, Twizzler? Twizzler went with a 2-4-9-3 with Knox, Henry, Hurst. I like that tight end combination a lot. Burrow and Jones, strong at quarterback. I like you went hyper fragile with your running backs, and there's a high ceiling on all of these guys, so no complaints there. And then, like 4 you feel real good about. A guy that's going to be later in the season. We're not sure here. We're not sure. I like McKenzie. We're not sure with Washington. Who knows with Will Fuller, but really solid looking team, in my opinion. Not a ton of week 17 correlation either, but you got some Bills, Bengals, you got some Giants, Indianapolis, so you got some going on there. Check out the 4 spot for a fellow Floridian. Will do. You got a 2-8-6-2. So let's see who your wide receivers are. Keenan, Bateman, Sky Moore, Olave, Watson, Bourne. So definitely thin at wide receiver. Probably should have gone 7 with this group. Tight end seems fine. A little bit thin. Quarterback strong. And yeah, just no need to really go 8 running backs with this team. It's fine though. Like you're double grabbing pieces of the Chiefs backfield. You're grabbing a piece of an ambiguous backup backfield. But yeah, I would have added an extra wide out here. Do I like McKenzie over Crowder this year in Buffalo? Tyler, I'm not sure how that's going to shake out. There's been some rumblings that McKenzie will be the guy that plays against man defense and Crowder against zone. So I could see them splitting it. Let's jump into a rookies and sophomores, though, and get one of those going on stream. Jacob says negative VV on phone with girlfriend. So 2 more people for this rookies and sophomores. Would love to get the 1 spot. I've only done 2 of these. Tyler, no, this did not fill. But we continue to sit, so we'll see. I can check it right now. The lightning has started, seemingly right outside the house. The fastest at 6 out of 12. Okay, we got the 3 slot with some people we notice. Definitely notice KZ. Definitely notice Chip C. Lark. And, of course, Willis. So let's see what happens here. If you've not done any of these, the format is only rookies and sophomores, obviously. It's already at 50% full. It's a 8,400 entrant tournament with a first prize of $15,000, a second prize of $5K, a third prize of $4K. And it's the same tournament schedule, weeks 1 through 14, then 15, 16, 17. And your roster is 1 quarterback, 1 running back, 1 flex, and 2 wide receivers with 7 benches. Wide receiver / tight end, sorry. So tight ends are also considered. Willis is in the chat. He says, look at all those stupid badges. I love grabbing Trey Lance here. I think he's like a tier above the rest of the quarterbacks. Sure, there's some questions about him, but if he's playing, he has a ceiling that the rest of the field doesn't have. And love grabbing ETN as an anchor running back. And keep in mind, you only have to start 1 running back. So you can, usually the teams I build have like 2, 3 running backs unless I really punt the position. Some of you guys stealing uncorrelated pieces, SMH. I'm not sure what you're talking about. I'm not stressing correlation too much for the rookies and sophomores. It's just about getting the most points. From what I remember last year with my rookies and sophomore teams, like the teams that made the playoffs, I believe it's only 1 out of the group of 4 does. Like usually that team makes the playoffs by like 200, 300 points. It's like straight up not close. And there's not too many things you can correlate. You can correlate Fields with some of his guys. You can correlate Breece Hall with some of his guys. So, yep, we'll just take the top wide receiver here, get our first of the bunch. We're definitely not feeling the need to hit quarterback with us having Trey Lance. And it's close between these 2 dudes, but we'll grab Amon-Ra. He was on my winning Bestball Mania 2 team last year, so he's obviously a good vibes pick for this. Let's see how it goes here. Rain's really coming down now. So, yeah, I think after this, I'll end the stream for today, and I'm going to work on getting more of a schedule down. Maybe have some announcements next week about fellow guests. Again, if you're enjoying this content, guys, please smash that subscribe button. Really helps out. Hit the like button. I think the like button actually helps more for the YouTube algorithm than even the subscription button does. Okay, so we're gonna grab Tony here. The upside is just huge with him, and there's a ton of running backs that are going to be viable later in these picks, and that's not the same with the pass catchers, in my opinion. So you grab Garrett Wilson, makes sense. And And this guy in the one hole needs to be careful because he can get locked out at quarterback if we want to do it. But we're going to continue with the pass catchers. So, like, if Gypsy Lark takes quarterback, then Willis is getting locked out at quarterbacks we know are starters to begin. I mean, he can always go Pickett. He can always go Ritter. He can always go a Willis. Maybe that's a brand play, but that can happen to Willis. But, really hard not to like the one-hole spots. Part of me wants to say I'll keep doing these rookies and sophomore streams until I get the one-hole, but I could rip 4 in a row and not get the one-hole just because I wanted Jamar Chase share in this contest. So, yeah, I like how we've built. I like how Willis is built, too. Some of the other guys built good, too. We'll grab the highest upside running back left, in our opinion. And I view all these patch catchers pretty similarly. And we're going to grab Jameson Williams. What's fun about these drafts is they usually go pretty fast, especially when you're with some experienced people. Like, they don't feel the need to sit on the clock. I try to instant pick usually. So we have the Detroit pass catchers locked up, baby. Probably look to add 1 or 2 more running backs. And I'm fine going 1 quarterback with Trey Lance and just eating a 0 the week he has a bye, or if he gets hurt, just not qualifying for the playoffs. Let's go Palmer. Just continuing with the wide receivers. And let's go Alec Pierce. So we actually got some Week 17 correlation, that Tony versus Pierce, Week 17. Yeah, DKP, this doesn't make too much sense to me, setting draft slot preferences. You got to keep it random. That's just what it is. Do you draft a lot of DK on stream? No, I've done no DK streams, but I think I will. So yeah, let's just grab the top running back remaining. And we'll see what Casey does here. But I like the squad. It's really just like, can this group keep pace with Jamar Chase? And for the other teams, it's like, can their teams keep pace with Trey Lance? Okay, so literally can make any pick I want. They all make some sense. Let's just go. I don't really feel like grabbing Pickett. We're going to grab one of these running backs. We'll grab Gainwell right now. No, we'll grab Spiller. Why not? We get that mini correlation with Josh Palmer and Isaiah Spiller. So we went 1-4-7. Seems pretty good. All right, guys, unless there's any last minute questions, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Thanks so much for tuning in for today's stream. Going to try to rip a couple more streams this week. Hopefully get out a little bit of a schedule and calendar of my plans. But, we're pretty fluid, so might just be seat of the pants drafting. And make sure to smash that subscribe button. Goodbye.